I'll have to check it out online.
Hi, welcome to another edition of the Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hi, and I'm Don Tretler. Welcome to the show.
So I was telling Don, well, we're going to do part 2 of the show we had last week. We got cut off a little early. But there's a funny story I wanted to tell you. So I've been going to the library lately, and you're going to get a kick out of this because I don't have internet anymore because I was stealing my internet from my neighbors, and they finally changed their password and hid it. So I don't have internet anymore. So I was waiting at the library to get on the computer because they were all used. And so I go over and I look at their DVDs. I grab their DVD list, and in my head, I'm comparing my DVD list to their DVD list. And I'm like, oh, I have this. They don't have this. You know, I was just going back and forth. I'm like, I am such a loser. Like, I did it for like half an hour because they do have a huge DVD list.
They do.
You know, and I thought it was kind of cool because they have Hell's Kitchen, a couple seasons of Hell's Kitchen. And I'm really into cooking shows and stuff like that, so that's cool. So I'll have to return that book that I have had for like 15 years, I guess, and pay the $20 fee and redo my membership.
I think they would forgive you. They might just be happy to have the book back.
I don't even know if I have the book. That's the problem. I have to go. I know Alan Fowler at the bookstore. I'm sure if he doesn't have it, he can order it for me. Because it really is phenomenal. I mean, they have like seasons, they have documentaries, they got it all like, I haven't really been in a while to actually like look into it.
I think, as far as the library goes, I think you'd be surprised how many of those are missing. We got on this thing and we wanted to watch Melissa McCarthy movies.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you were telling me about that.
And they had on their list, they had Bridesmaids,
Yep.
The Heat, and Spy. None of them were in the library. They'd all been stolen, along with Zodiac.
See, you know the thing that they should do that they don't is they should leave them empty. They should have like they used to do down at the Shell right down on the whatever it's called.
Right.
He had like a big kiosk, and you could look through it to see what they have, and then you'd go up and tell them what you want, and then they'd have it, and they just take the thing out and put it in the container and give it to you, because that's very, very easy to steal. I can imagine. Just take them and walk out the door, And
Right.
a lot of them are. I think most of them are donated.
Well, I think they are empty. You have to go up to the desk.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, and then they take them. They got to
Okay,
take them
that's-
out of a little file and
Okay,
everything.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But people just don't return them. And,
Oh.
and I don't know if there's any like big penalty or whatever. You lose your library card or whatever.
But I was thinking of you, and I went and looked, and Zodiac was still not there.
No,
No.
Zodiac's not coming back. Not unless I buy it.
Or I could donate mine, because I like it, but it's a long movie, and I don't have the greatest attention span, so it's hard for me to stay focused, as you can tell, as I jump all around all the time. But anyway, we're doing a actor, director, actress in a film. Names from a hat. We each have one of each. So you want me to go first? You go.
Yeah, why don't you go first? I think I went first last week.
I shook them all. Did I not put them in there? No, I didn't put them in. We got our nice little Uncle Sam hat here. So, let's see. I can just get one.
We could wear this for the 4th of July show.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Wow, it's pretty heavy. I didn't
It
realize
is
that
heavy,
was.
yeah. It's hefty.
That's a heavy-duty hat,
This
man.
probably was me, because I'm having difficulty getting it out. It was me. Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie
All right.
Portman. Very talented actress. She has an Oscar for Best Actress for Black Swan. Have you seen that?
I did. Because I
Aaron-
like that.
Screaming Aronofsky. I mean, it absolutely screams Aronofsky. But I actually, like I said, I did go through and write down a bunch of movies of hers that I've seen. I mean, obviously, she's Queen Amidala
In the Star Wars
in the
movies.
Star Wars films, the second trilogy, which was technically the first trilogy, but it actually came after. I don't know, it gets confusing. Have you seen Jackie? She played Jackie Onassis
No, I
Kennedy.
haven't. It's on my list to watch, too. And I think I even took it out once and didn't get to watch it.
Because I believe she was nominated for Best Actress for
Wow.
Jackie as well.
I should watch that.
Another good one that she was nominated for Supporting Actress, and she actually won the Golden Globe for Supporting Actress, Closer. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Mike Nichols stars Julia Roberts, Jude Law, Clive Owen, and Natalie Portman.
I remember something about it. Like,
That's a very disturbing movie.
was it it was like filthy, or it had a lot of like profanity in it?
Both, yeah. I don't know, yeah. I mean, Clive Owen's character is really aggressive, I guess, for lack of a better word. But both him and Natalie Portman won the Golden Globe for supporting players and were nominated for Oscars but didn't win. But that was really his kind of breakout. But that was her first Oscar nomination, and I think that showed to people that she's more than just Amidala.
Right.
You know, because, a good movie that she was in when she was really young, I don't know why Colin stared at me, and she had a pretty big role in it, was Beautiful Girls. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think so. Who's in that?
I really like it. It's an ensemble movie. I really like it a lot. It's Matt Dillon, Timothy Hutton. I have it too if you want to borrow it. And I forgot to bring your movies. Write down the list of. I know I was supposed to bring you Miracle. You should write down these, and I'll bring them in next week because I started looking. I completely forgot.
Writing this down. Beautiful Girls. You people writing it down out there?
Yeah, write down Miracle too. It's got Matt Dillon, Timothy Hutton, Michael Rappaport, Noah Emmerich. Trying to think of all the guys first, and then the girls after. And a couple of other that you probably recognize them, but I don't remember their names. And then the girls are Lauren Holly, Mira Sorvino, Rosie O'Donnell. I have a freaking iPad right in front of me. Why don't I just look it up?
Yeah.
Because it's an outstanding cast. I'd like to actually look and see who directed it too.
And it was a really good movie.
Well, I liked it. I bet it doesn't get a very high rating on this, though, if I had to guess. Oh, and wow, it got 7.2.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Ted Demme directed it. So, yeah, it's got Matt Dillon, Noah Emmerich, Annabeth Gish, Lauren Holly, Timothy Hutton, Rosie O'Donnell, Martha Plimpton, Natalie Portman, Michael Rappaport, Mira Sorvino, Uma Thurman. So, it's got a pretty good cast.
Yeah, that's pretty respectable.
Yeah, I'll bring it in for you to watch. And yeah, she's like a really young kid, and she has Timothy Hutton has a crush on her.
Even though she's a kid.
It's kind of weird. Like they flirt with each other. Like he goes home for his some reunion or something, and it's right around Christmas time. And she's an outdoor kid, and he's just he's home with his dad. His dad's really awkward and stuff, so he doesn't really. His brother. Oh, who's his brother? Oh, his brother's the cop from Scream, Dewey from Scream. What's his name?
Arquette.
David Arquette. He's awkward as hell in the movie too. But I won't get into it too much because we're doing a short show today. But she's in No Strings Attached. I think that's her and Justin Timberlake. It might be her and Ashton Kutcher actually. Justin Timberlake's in the other one.
Right.
And V for Vendetta.
Oh, which I own. I bought that, and I haven't gotten to see it yet. You're right. Holy Moses.
Where the Heart Is and Anywhere by Here, I saw earlier. They're both. One's with her and Susan Sarandon, and one's with her, Ashley Judd. They're both like Hallmark type of movies. They had big releases and stuff, but they weren't made for TV. But yeah, she's a talented actress. Another one when she was younger that she actually had a decent role in was Heat.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
With Robert De Niro and Al Pacino?
She plays Al Pacino's stepdaughter.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but I
She
didn't
ends up
remember
slitting her wrist in his hotel room in the bathtub. So yeah, she started off young and she's still going strong. So she's one of those actresses that I think if she wants the role, she's gonna get it.
Right.
So. All right, so that was.
Who was it? I was looking up somebody that I was considering for today, but I realized she hadn't done that much. It was Claire Danes. And Claire Danes is a regular now on this TV series Homeland.
Yeah, I think she's done more TV really because she was in My So-Called Life. That was like what got her kickstarted. She was Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, but as far as movies, I don't think she had a lot.
Opposite Leonardo DiCaprio in that. So that was kind of a big thing. What made me think about her? I saw she was in The Family Stone. No, though, somebody recommended it to me, so I'd like to see it.
It wins awards like all the time, so.
But she was somebody I was kind of interested in, and then when I looked her up, I realized she really hasn't done that much.
No.
She's done a lot of television.
A lot of television, yeah, definitely. Do you want to?
So cool. All right, so I'll do the honors.
Have at it. I hope we get my actor today, because I know we're not gonna have time to go through all of them.
Isn't that funny? See, I did the same thing. We'll end up with some of these leftover people that we didn't. They may not get chosen again.
Sorry, I'm pretty bad at it.
Is this one of mine? It is. Oh, I got actress too. Alicia Vikander.
That's tough. I haven't seen.
Who's the new?
She's the Tomb Raider.
She's the new Tomb Raider.
I haven't
yeah.
seen anything she's in. I don't think.
Well, I made a list of some of her movies. She didn't do a ton. She won the Academy Award for The Danish Girl, which I haven't seen.
With what's his face? Eddie Redmayne, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a looker.
Which eventually I'm going to see that movie.
She's definitely cute.
She also was in Ex Machina, which I have on my list. That was supposed to be a pretty good movie. I think she's like a cyborg or something.
Really? Oh yeah, I see that right here.
And that's supposed to be a pretty good movie, so I haven't seen that. So I think there's more like from Alicia Vikander that I haven't seen that I want to see than that I have seen. Like I say, she's doing the new Tomb Raider, so she's kind of big into that right now. I saw The Light Between Oceans, which she did with Michael Fassbender.
I want to see that. I like Michael Fassbender. I think he's a very good actor.
It's not a real super exciting movie. I mean, just the whole plot where they decide to live out and be in this lighthouse. They're this married couple in a lighthouse, and then this baby comes in on like a lifeboat.
Right, and they take it in, right?
And they take it in, and
yeah.
they don't.
I think I have it on Netflix, and I just haven't gotten that far yet.
It's a good movie, but it's like a very
I have Deadpool.
You got Deadpool.
I got Deadpool, so if they do get it at the Opera House, I will watch it by Friday, so that I can see it. But
let's see. She was in Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, I saw that. That's with.
Did you see Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
I haven't seen. I haven't seen one movie she's in.
I started to watch Man from U.N.C.L.E. and it looked like it was a pretty good movie.
Superman, right?
Is that who it was?
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty interested in it, but for some reason, maybe I was trying to watch it with Jake and he didn't want to see it. So I don't know. It looked like it was a good movie.
I think that got 7.3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne.
I just saw that too. Oh, Armie Hammer's in it too. Armie Hammer's a good.
Armie Hammer, yeah.
Yeah. He was good in the Social Network.
So I thought maybe you'd have seen one of the.
I haven't seen one.
So I picked her out because I thought, well, she's won an Academy Award. She's going to be. Tomb Raider hasn't come out yet, so I'm imagining that's going to propel her. She's going to be
Tomb Raider
huge.
has come out.
Oh, it has?
I think BF already played it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, because I remember staring at the poster, and I was like, I want that poster. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I could have sworn it did.
And she's married to Michael Fassbender. Did you know that?
I think you told me that.
Which I guess maybe they met on the set, The Light Between the Oceans, or who knows? I mean, if you were a married couple, maybe you'd be like, hey, let's do a movie together. Maybe you pick out a script that looked really good, looked really dramatic. You know what somebody said about Michael Fassbender?
What?
Somebody I work with watches a lot of movies, and I said, hey, you like him? She goes, no, he looks like a wife beater.
Really?
It's like, wow, that's kind of a weird, conclusion to jump to.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Tomb Raider hasn't come out yet. I feel like he had the poster outside.
It said this year, so I don't know. Maybe you may be right.
I may be wrong.
I don't know why I'm thinking it was going to be released as like one of the big summer movies. I thought we would have heard more about it.
Yeah.
If it had been out.
Let's see, Tomb Raider. It says 2018, but let's see if it has a date. Yeah, only in theaters, March 16th.
Wow.
So it was out a while ago. I was going to say, I remember seeing the poster. But,
Huh.
So hopefully it's coming out on DVD soon, because I want to see it.
What did you think? Did you see the other Tomb Raider movies with Angelina Jolie?
I saw the first one. I don't know. I'm you know how I am. Like, I like the National Treasure movies. I like the Da Vinci Code. I didn't like the second Angels and Demons, but I did like the third one.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of like movies like that, but I didn't like the first Tomb Raider, so I didn't watch the second one. But I do want to see this. It looks good, so I'm actually going to add this to Netflix.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I don't remember much about the other Tomb Raider.
Yeah, they weren't very memorable. They weren't very good.
It's kind of amazing though that they're making movies out of video game characters.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? Tomb Raider was a fun game to play.
Yeah.
But the movie, I think honestly a lot of it was Angelina Jolie's personality, because I feel like Tomb Raider should have been a little more fun, and she just I don't know. I thought she was a little too serious for that part.
Maybe.
But.
All right. I think we've kind of like beat Alicia Vikander into the ground here.
Right.
Unfortunately, we didn't have much exciting to say about her. I haven't seen enough of her. I need to see more.
I feel like this one's yours. This one is yours. Tony Scott.
Following up on my choice of Ridley Scott last week. Yeah, Tony Scott. I thought we would take a look at him because he made a bunch of successful
Is
movies.
his biggest movie Top Gun, do you think?
I'm pretty sure it probably would be, but he made a bunch of other ones too. Let's see.
I know he did Last Boy
Crimson
Scout.
Tide.
Crimson
was
Tide
pretty
was
big.
excellent. Last Boy Scout was good. I'm not a big Damon Wayans fan, but I'll watch anything where Bruce Willis is a drunk cop. You know, I'm game with that because he's good at it.
He did Days of Thunder with,
Tom Cruise
Tom
and Robert
Cruise.
Duvall, Nicole Kidman.
which I thought was pretty decent.
I like Days of Thunder.
I don't think it got greatly reviewed, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
The Fan. We talked about
The Fan was good. De
Robert De
Niro
Niro.
and Wesley Snipes, Benicio del Toro.
Right. That was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
He started out. This is pretty interesting. When I was looking at his films, he started out with The Hunger, with I think it's Catherine Deneuve, David Bowie, and I'm trying to think who the third one is. I think it's another. There was another woman that was in it. Susan Sarandon, maybe? I don't know. But it was kind of like, I remember it kind of being an odd movie. And when I saw that he had directed, I was kind of surprised. I was like, wow, that's a little different. A vampire movie. But I guess he did some different stuff. Then he followed that up with Top Gun. So The Hunger kind of like
Propelled him.
Yeah, got enough notoriety that he got, a big script in
'Cause
Top Gun.
Top Gun, I think, is what made him like a big name director, and I think that's what really put Tom Cruise as a superstar actor. Because I mean, yeah, he had the Risky Business, and because he had that, what was it, Legend tank.
Right.
That was a really bad tank. But he was in The Outsiders. But I think Top Gun really like put him to superstardom. Like after that, Tom Cruise was in a lot of big movies.
Yeah.
And Tony Scott was starting to do big movies. I forgot he did True Romance. That's an excellent movie, and he also did Enemy of the State, which I liked a lot.
Right.
So he seems like he's one of those people that's worked with multiple, like Gene Hackman's in Crimson Tide. He's an Enemy of the State. He did Days of Thunder and Top Gun, both
With Tom Cruise. Then he did a bunch of stuff with Denzel Washington, where he did Man on Fire, Deja Vu, Pelham 1, 2, 3, and Unstoppable.
Unstoppable, I saw that.
There's probably another one that
The
I
only
forgot
one
about.
that I haven't seen is Unstoppable, because I'm not a big Chris Pine fan. Deja Vu was really good. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
It was different.
I think I saw it over the summer, and I really was into it. I'm trying to think if it lost me at some point.
Did it look like Val Kilmer ate Val Kilmer?
Yeah.
He looks so big. I was like, I can't believe that's Val Kilmer. Wasn't he like regarded as like a sex symbol back in the day?
Right.
Because he's not now. Oh my God. But
No.
Val Kilmer's another one though. Val Kilmer was in Top Gun and Deja Vu.
Right.
So he definitely did work with multiple.
I thought,
actors.
and Tony Scott committed suicide.
Didn't he jump off a bridge?
I think so.
I think he did because he had terminal cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunate. I mean, I didn't realize he was 68 though, because he did that like 6 years ago. So I'd put him in his mid-70s or early 70s, I guess.
Yeah, well, his brother Ridley Scott is like 80 now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch All the Money in the World?
No.
No. You
No.
gotta. You really gotta. It's a really, really good movie.
I thought to myself though, when Tony Scott committed suicide, I thought, wow, it's got to hit like Denzel Washington because he made like 4 movies in a row with him. He must
Yeah.
have like really connected with Tony
Well,
Scott
if
to
you
have done
look-
that many movies.
If you look
together.
at him, the last 3 movies he did were all with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
It was Unstoppable, Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, and Deja Vu. Those were his last 3 movies. So Denzel probably got to know him really well towards the end.
Sure.
So
Which
it probably did.
they probably spent a lot of time. I mean, you can imagine that's probably several years of his last years.
Yeah, and on top of it, I mean, where was it? Crimson Tide was 95. So you probably knew him since then. And then once they really got close. So that must have been really hard. Must have hit home really hard for Denzel.
Yeah, I never.
Obviously Ridley as well, being your brother.
Oh, sure.
But no, I mean,
That's pretty interesting though that they had 2 brothers that are pretty successful
damn good
directors.
Yeah, I mean, Ridley's been nominated for several Academy Awards for Best Director.
I mean, even up to the end. I mean, Tony Scott's making
Hits.
decent movies.
He's making hits, I mean.
So you said you don't like Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. I just didn't care for him as Captain Kirk.
Oh, okay.
And then he did a movie with him, Tom Hardy, and Reese Witherspoon called This Means War. where they're both like James Bond super spies, and they're both like kind of dating her without the other one knowing, and then they find out, and they're best friends and partners, so it turns into a competition. It's a lot. It's like a movie that would come out around Valentine's Day. You know, it's a quirky romantic comedy.
Which is probably why I avoided it.
Yeah, I mean, I like Tom Hardy, so I gave it a shot. And Tom Hardy was good in it. Reese Witherspoon's pretty much good in everything, but Chris Pine just comes off as flat. I don't know.
I kind of watched him in. I'm trying to think what it's called. It's Jeff Bridges, and
Is it that Western?
Yeah, well, it was kind of like a Western. It's these two brothers decide to start robbing banks.
Yeah, we talked about this. And
Shoot,
I can look it up.
It's like one of Jeff Bridges' last movies that he made.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Once you say it, I'm going to remember.
It wasn't a big release, though, right?
And Chris Pine, I was watching him. I'm thinking, man, this guy's like too handsome. Like you can't take him seriously. Like he's one of these actors that's just like so good looking. You're like, oh my God, like he can't believe it. The guy who played his brother though, got to play like this real like the heavy character. And
was it A Wrinkle in Time?
No.
Okay. Pretty sure it wasn't Wonder Woman. Hell or High Water?
Hell or High Water.
There you go.
Yeah, with Chris. I thought he was pretty good in it, but like I say, I thought he was just. He's one of those guys. He's just like so good looking. He was in the Wonder Woman too.
Yeah.
And it's like he's like this super handsome actor, and sometimes with those guys, it's hard to believe him. Same with good looking actresses too. Really, really super pretty actresses. Sometimes it's hard to buy into them.
Right.
You're kind of like, nah, they look really good.
Yeah.
There are exceptions to the rule. I'm trying to think of who's a good. I don't know. I'll think of somebody's a good exception to that.
Anne Hathaway's really good looking.
Yeah.
And she's a really good actress too, though. She won an Oscar a few years ago for that musical. I think it's your turn.
Les Miserables.
Les Miserables, yes. I think it's your turn.
I think I pulled. No.
Oh,
you pulled.
I think I pulled your.
You pulled Tony Scott.
Tony Scott, yeah.
Okay, let's see what I got here.
Oh, hope it's my actor or my movie.
Yeah, because we have some people from last week. Now, Alicia Vikander was new, and Tony Scott was new. So the two that I put in for today both got chosen. Well, this looks like mine. I could tell from the shape. This could take the rest of the show. Pulp Fiction.
Oh, come on! Yeah, we're not doing anything else for the rest of this show.
I threw that in from last week because I was trying to. Last week I was kind of geared for it too because I had questions for you about Pulp Fiction. Now, I know it's one of your favorite movies.
It's my favorite all-time movie.
And I could watch it. I could put it on and watch it. It's one of those movies you could put it on right now and watch it again.
And I could recite every single word probably from that movie. Like the whole... I did one scene one time, and my friend just looked at me like, how many times have you seen this? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I've seen that movie more than I've seen any other movie ever.
You know what part I wanted to do? If I were ever doing... monologues for an acting class again. I would love to do the Christopher Walken monologue about the watch.
The gold watch.
That's like on the back of my mind, like, I want to learn that and I want to do that monologue someday, like for an audition or something like that. Because I thought that one was really cool. And it has some of those iconic scenes, like the one about the hamburgers.
Oh, yeah.
The Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. It's funny because I was obsessed with that movie before I even saw it. I got the soundtrack for it, and it had that part of that was on the soundtrack was the Royale with cheese part. And there was some of the soundtrack was just dialogue from the movie, and I was like, this is so my kind of movie. I was like, I cannot it came out the week of my birthday, and I had my mom call the video store at 10 o'clock in the morning when they opened and reserved me a copy. As soon as I got out of work, I got home, or as soon as I got out of school, I went home and watched it, and I don't know, it's just. The acting is excellent. The writing, I mean, just the cast is a cast for the ages. I mean, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, friggin' Eric Stoltz.
Right.
Just go on Bing Rames. That was before Bing Rames was really
huge,
really known. Yeah, and then now he's like a nobody again. But
now, had you seen Reservoir Dogs before?
I hadn't. I actually went to school the next day and was telling people about it and about this new director that I just heard of, Quentin Tarantino. And this girl in my science class was like, "Have you ever seen Reservoir Dogs?" And she was telling me about it. I was like, well, no, I haven't, but I will now. I was like, I'll see that tonight. And I went to the video store and got it. And that, for a long time, Reservoir Dogs was actually my second favorite movie. It's not anymore, but it was, because it was, I mean, excellently made.
Yeah, it got overshadowed because I think that was Reservoir Dogs was a little bit lower budget. And then it kind of propelled Quentin Tarantino. And then I think he got big budget, got Pulp Fiction. He was able to go and get, some of the bigger actors, because I think, Bruce Willis was probably pretty huge, pretty
Bruce
one
Willis
of the top.
was at the time. I remember seeing an interview with him saying that he did Reservoir Dogs for $1 million and made it look like an $8 million budget. And then he did Pulp Fiction for $8 million and made it look like a $25 million budget.
Like, who was huge in Reservoir Dogs? I don't think there were any big, huge actors in that, were there? They were all kind of like bit part players. Michael Madsen, Steve Buscemi.
Harvey Keitel was probably the biggest of all of them.
Harvey Keitel.
Yeah,
and they weren't top line, but Bruce Willis was.
Bruce Willis was an A-lister at this time. I remember John Travolta saying that because this won the Palme d'Or for Best Picture at the Cannes Film Festival, and Clint Eastwood was actually the host or president or whatever. And in an interview, John Travolta said he got paid so little for Pulp Fiction that when they went to Paris, he had to use his money from Saturday Night Fever, because he made so much money from the 70s movies. He had to use money from that to fly his family over. He made like $100,000 or something like that, which wasn't a lot, but like John Travolta's next movie, he got $5 million. Or not his next movie, the movie after that. But for Broken Arrow, he got $5 million because his next movie was Get Shorty. But
he got resurrected from that movie.
He did.
He basically had been like a big star, and then kind of like his star had faded, and then he got cast in kind of like the resurrection role.
Yeah, he was nominated for Best Actor. And it's funny because I have the super duper special edition of it. I mean, there's like 18 hours of footage. I sat down and watched it all in one day. It was insane. But they had the Independent Film Awards were on it from the night before the Oscars, and Samuel L. Jackson won Best Actor. And they were interviewing Quentin Tarantino because he won Best Director, as Samuel L. Jackson was picking up Best Actor. And he was like, Sam took the nomination for Supporting Actor for the Oscar instead of Best Actor for the Oscar because he thought he had a better chance. And he probably should have won, but Martin Landau won for Ed Wood.
Oh.
For playing Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one to beat.
Yeah.
He did it. I mean, because, Samuel L. Jackson, that's kind of an iconic role for him.
But that made him a superstar. After that, he was in Die Hard with a Vengeance with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
That was a big budget movie.
Martin Landau was pretty fantastic as Bela Lugosi.
I didn't like Ed Wood. It was No, it was just one of those movies that wasn't for me. But then Samuel L. Jackson went on later to do Jackie Brown with Quentin Tarantino as well, and he just did The Hateful Eight with Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
So they've done several movies together.
Let me ask you this though about Pulp Fiction. It had all those scenes, and they kind of chopped up the movie, so it was like almost like disconnected scenes.
Yeah.
Where you had, say, Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson, and then Bruce Willis, and I don't even know who the actress was that he was with, did their scene, and it was kind of chopped up.
Yeah.
And then it's also not in order.
No.
Because there's a scene, I shouldn't say like spoiler alert if I
mean, it's like
say, but there's
almost 25 years old now, so.
Something happens. Yeah, it's 25. I was going to say,
It came out in 94, so it's 24.
I think Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta get shot, but then there's a scene after they get shot. So it's almost...
John Travolta gets shot by Bruce Willis on the toilet while he's waiting at Bruce Willis's hotel room to kill him. And he's taking a crap, and Bruce Willis just walks in, picks up John Travolta's gun, and shoots him and kills him. But I always said the end of that movie is when Bruce Willis and his girlfriend take off on the chopper. That's how the movie. That's really the ending of the movie. That's not how it was put together, but that's really the end of the movie.
So why did he do that? Why do you think he put things out of sequence like that?
I have no idea. It was cool though, because the first time I watched it, saw John Travolta get shot on the toilet and stuff. I was like, for being Best Actor nominee, he wasn't in this for as long as he should have been. And then I see him and Samuel L. Jackson in the next scene, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what's happening. Because I hadn't seen Reservoir Dogs yet either. Reservoir Dogs was kind of a little chopped up. It wasn't like Pulp Fiction where it was thrown all over the place.
Right.
But that was definitely his style.
Because I remember seeing it in the movie theater when it came out, and I was thinking, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't he put this in sequence? Why did he chop it up the way he did? And somehow it worked. Somehow we all liked it, and we liked the scenes.
But you know what I think makes it work is, the scene when they take off on the chopper really is the end of the movie. But the way the movie really ends is actually kind of cool, where they go to breakfast or whatever, and then the whole scene with Tim Roth and Amanda Plummer and stuff like that, and then they both just leave, and it works because that's kind of the two characters. It's like John Travolta's like, if you get that friggin' Nimrod $1,500, I'll shoot him on basic principle. He's like, and I don't know, it just puts a smile on my face talking about that movie. It's just such a fun movie. It's certainly not. And the other thing too is on the special edition that I have, they had a Siskel and Ebert reviewing it because they did one episode where it was just Pulp Fiction because Pulp Fiction came out of nowhere. It like changed like a lot of way movies are done and written and stuff like that. There's so many movies that tried duplicating it.
Right.
And it's just not, it's something you can imitate it, but you're never going to duplicate it. Like that's a movie that can never get remade. I mean, you just can't remake Pulp Fiction. It's just.
No, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unless you tried to shoot it in sequence.
That would be kind of interesting. That would be interesting. But the one thing that they talk about is, there's a lot of swears in it. But if you think about it, it's really not that violent. Because it's made to appear to look violent, but they actually, when the gunshots are happening, you're not actually seeing what's actually happening. Like Frank Whaley at the beginning, when they go to get the suitcase. You don't actually see them, like you just see them and then the glow of the suitcase. You don't actually see him get blown to shreds.
Right.
So.
This is kind of funny. Probably shouldn't reveal this, but my son, his favorite band is Fall Out Boy, and they had that big song. She likes to dance like Uma Thurman. So I kind of had to show him Pulp Fiction to show him this is what they're referring to. That whole scene where she's dancing and stuff. And then of course we got caught up, so I had him watch a bunch of the other stuff. And there's even, like you say, there's some of the violence. There's that scene where John Travolta is holding the gun on the guy.
Exactly, yeah.
And they hit a bump and he accidentally shoots him.
You don't actually see it though.
No, it doesn't. You see the after
splatter,
effects.
yeah.
But you don't actually see that piece happens, which is it's kind of cool. So I showed him a good portion of Pulp Fiction. I think he thought it was really cool, and I think someday he's going to want me to. Well, now he's getting a little older, so it's a little more appropriate for him to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's mostly swear words, and I said, okay,
I'm sure he probably hears them at school. I mean, kids nowadays, I hear them walking down the sidewalks, and I'm like, how old are you? But I love the whole Jackrabbit Slim scene. Steve Buscemi comes out as Buddy Holly.
Right.
And he's like, I think we get a bad waiter. He's like, we should have sat in like Mimi Van Doren or the Marilyn Monroe. And
do you want the Douglas Sirk burger? Do you want it raw or burnt to a crisp?
Burnt to a crisp or bloody as hell. She's bloody as hell, yep. And then the milkshake thing. He's like, did you order a $5 shake? She's like, uh-huh. He's like, that's milk and ice cream. She's like, last time I checked. He's like, that's $5. She's like, yeah. He looks at Steve Buscemi. He's like, you don't put no bourbon or nothing in it? He's like, nope. He's like, whatever. It's just there's so many classic, like iconic scenes and like just the dialogue. I mean, Tarantino and Roger Avary won Best Original Screenplay, and that was the only Oscar between Shawshank Redemption, Quiz Show, and Pulp Fiction. I want to say they were nominated for 20 Oscars, and that was the only one any of those three movies won. Was Best Original Screenplay. Because Forrest Gump took director, picture, actor, adapted screenplay, and I don't know if it's because it beat Pulp Fiction or not, but I don't think Forrest Gump is as nearly as good as Pulp Fiction.
No.
Pulp Fiction.
Is that a Zemeckis film?
Robert Zemeckis won Best Director for it. Pulp Fiction got an 8.9 on here. I guarantee Forrest Gump did not get that high.
8.9 is pretty close to like the top 10.
It is in the top 10. Okay. Get 8.8. So,
pretty close.
And Shawshank was like, what, 9 something?
Yeah, it's
and
the highest.
All three of those movies came out in the same year.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because all three of them were nominated for Best Picture. And
I need to watch Shawshank Redemption again. That's been on my list to watch again.
I have it if you need to.
Well, here, let me, to keep with Pulp Fiction.
9.3 Shawshank.
Like I said, I think I saw, now I'm forgetting about, the one that came before Pulp Fiction. Reservoir Dogs. I saw Reservoir Dogs and I liked it. Pulp Fiction was pretty amazing, you know. And then, I don't forget what he followed that up with. Jackie Brown?
Yeah.
I really like Jackie Brown. But since then, I kind of feel like Quentin Tarantino has been a disappointment because I didn't really get into the Kill Bill
That was
movies.
the next one. And there was an article I remember in the USA Today saying, does Quentin Tarantino have writer's block? Like, it's been like 5 years since he's done anything. And then Kill Bill Part 1 came out in 2003. I watched it, and I didn't even watch Kill Bill Part 2. You know?
I didn't really like the movie about slavery. There was a point where the blood and the violence, it was like so over the top. I was
Django
like,
Unchained?
holy crap. Yeah. And then I saw the last one,
Is that
The Hateful Eight, which I was really I was into it. Say like the first half of the movie, the whole lead into it. But like the payoff part of the movie, again, it got overly violent for me. And I don't know, just didn't do it. And I kind of feel like with Quentin Tarantino, I'm feeling like, well, I don't really want to see the movies because he really tends to be overly violent with these things. Too much blood.
Do you want to go for one more or no?
Do you think we got time? If we got time,
We can, if you want to do a quick one, yeah.
who chose? Let's see. I just chose Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, okay.
So you are the chooser.
I kind of want to talk about my movie, so
Oh, all right. Hopefully you'll get
if
it.
I get it. If not,
Pulp Fiction was from last week. That was one of my last week.
oh, we got my actor. All right, Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. Like I said, he was big back in the day. He's still, I mean, he's more TV once that 24 came on.
Yeah, Son of Donald. I think he made it big. It was the oh shoot, the one where they found the kids found the dead body.
Yeah, Stand By Me.
Stand By Me.
Yep.
It was kind of like his big,
Yeah.
break in. But because he really kind of like just jumped off the screen in that movie.
He was really good in Young Guns and Young Guns too. I don't know if you saw either of those.
I know I saw Young
Emilio
Guns.
Estevez, Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, and they did. He was in The Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys, yep. Article 99, did you ever see that?
Article 99. Is that?
You got to see the picture of this. I looked it up the other day. You got to see how young. It's him and Ray Liotta. They're both
Oh, Ray Liotta, and it's about the vet hospital.
the Bat Hospital, yeah. Have you
God,
seen that?
I don't know if I've seen the whole thing.
I haven't
I
seen
saw
that.
part of it.
You got to see how young these two look in this, man. I was looking at it on the computer the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Is Kiefer Sutherland like a doctor in this?
Yeah, they both are. Look at that.
Oh,
Look how they look like kids. Yeah, I don't even remember most of it. I just remember thinking about it because I was thinking about, it's like, who's an actor that's still relevant but was big and is not as big anymore?
He was, at the time, he was,
Did you
I
ever
don't know, I'll say it, as far as an actor, I thought he really like held his own and he really could have been like a bigger, like headliner type of actor at the time.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see The Cowboy Way? Him and Woody Harrelson?
I don't think so.
That's good. You should watch that. That's a funny movie. A Time to Kill.
He's the bad guy.
Yep, he's the bad guy. Matthew McConaughey, Sandra Bullock, Kevin Spacey. Although we're not allowed to watch anything with Kevin Spacey. So, The Three Musketeers. I forgot he was in that. Him, Charlie Sheen, and Oliver Platt were the three.
Oh, wow.
The three. I saw that in a movie theater when I was in middle school. And Chris O'Donnell plays D'Artagnan.
Yeah, he was. He was pretty big at the time.
The
And then
Vanishing. Did you ever see The Vanishing?
The Vanishing. Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, him, Nancy Travis, Sandra Bullock. Jeff Bridges abducts Sandra Bullock when he goes inside to get a soda at a gas station.
I think I saw that was one of those. It was a European movie first. And I think it got such. I think the European movie is also called The Vanishing, and I think I saw that before. And then I saw this one, and I was kind of like,
Were you disappointed?
because I think it has I think it has a different end, to be honest with you. And I think that's why when this one came out, I was a little disappointed. They do that sometimes when they Americanize a movie, when they take it over. Because they did it with
You could have 6.3. They did it with what?
The Birdcage. The Birdcage came over. It was a European movie. Then they made The Birdcage with Robin Williams and
Nathan Lane. Gene Hackman.
What are the other ones that I've seen them redo? They got on this streak where I don't know who the director was, but there were all those good Japanese horror movies.
Yeah.
And then they redid them. They made like American versions of all of them, which were, I know The Ring made it pretty big, and The Ring was pretty good. I haven't seen the original Ring,
Ringu. I haven't either.
But I did see The Ring, and a couple of times, and I got to say I enjoyed that one. But some of the other ones I've watched, I don't know. I bet the Japanese ones are much scarier, much more effective. So so then what happened? Was there a period where I don't know? I vaguely feel like he got addicted or something and kind of fell off the map.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
And then he got the TV series 24 for a long time,
yep.
which was on for several years, I think.
But you know what I noticed? I never really thought about it like this. He plays a really good guy and a really good bad guy. You know, because he's a very fun-loving character in like Young Guns and Young Guns 2. You know, and he's a real fun character in the cowboy way. But he's a really bad, mean jerk in The Lost Boys, kind of, and also in A Few Good Men. And he plays Lieutenant Kendrick in A Few Good Men. And Eye for an Eye. Have you seen that? Sally Field, Ed Harris, Kiefer Sutherland. Sally Field's talking to her daughter on the phone as Kiefer Sutherland breaks into her home, rapes her daughter, and kills her while Sally Field is in horror listening.
Whoa.
And he gets off on a technicality somehow.
I don't think I saw that one.
It was like mid-90s, early 90s maybe. It's good. But he's obviously a bad guy in that. And there was one other one that I noticed that...
Oh, that's a good...
Phone Booth. Have you seen Phone Booth?
That's
him
with
and Colin
Farrell? No.
He's the bad guy, and Colin Farrell's like a...
I'm writing it down,
I think he's an agent or something, and Kiefer Sutherland's like a sniper on top of a building across the street. And he makes him stay in the phone booth the entire time with like the freaking bullets, like aim, like the red dots, like aimed at his head and stuff like that.
Whoa.
And it's not a long movie, but it's pretty much just the two of them talking back and forth, and then like the FBI or whatever trying to figure out what to do and stuff like that. You should watch it. It's pretty good. I've only seen it once, but I remember enjoying it.
Well, what's he done since 24? Have we seen him in anything?
He was in that movie Mirrors. It was a horror movie. I haven't seen it. He was actually in The Sentinel, which was right around the time of 24, with Michael Douglas, Kiefer Sutherland, and Eva Longoria. That was actually pretty good. They're like Secret Service agents.
Huh.
And Michael Douglas gets set up or whatever, and Kiefer Sutherland's like his... Michael Douglas was Kiefer Sutherland's mentor, but he's got to go after him and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we're getting there on time.
And he's gonna redo the 24 again.
That's
right?
what I heard.
They're redoing that.
Yeah. Did you know they redid Roseanne? Like Roseanne's back on the air.
Yeah.
I saw that at the bar the other night. I was like, I'm kind of glad I don't have Comcast right now.
I think that's kind of a bummer for John Goodman, because I think John Goodman was starting to
have a good comeback in the film. Yeah, he was.
Because I always liked John Goodman, so even before Roseanne, before he got the gig and everything, because I just watched Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
And I really like John Goodman, so I kind of feel like if he's doing TV, that's going to take him out of the movies a little bit. But I mean, because I did kind of like Roseanne. I got to say, I
don't like Roseanne Barr. Period. Like, I don't like her as an actress.
But I liked the show. For some reason, I ended up watching a bunch of that show.
John Goodman's character I really liked.
I liked the little bit of 24 that I saw, though I didn't really follow the show on a regular basis.
I didn't really either.
But I thought he was pretty good. That's a good choice. I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah, I am too.
You think about it, it's like, wow, he really was this good actor.
He could have been a legit star, I feel.
He still could. I mean, he's not dead yet.
No, he's not that old. But I mean, he was going on that path to being like a Tom Cruise or something like that, because he was getting a lot of good roles. And
like you say, he can be a good bad guy. He can be a good guy, like as he did. He's the hero of that TV show.
Yeah.
So he's...
he's very talented, I mean, and he's convincing. I mean, him as Lieutenant Kendrick in A Few Good Men, I just want to reach through the screen and grab his, just start strangling. I was like, this guy is a weasel.
I got to see that movie again too.
I'm a big fan of that movie.
Because I don't think I appreciate it. I think I saw it back in the day when it came out, and I don't think I really was into it. I think it was one of those Hollywood big budget. I saw tons of commercials. You can't handle the truth. And then by the time I saw it, it probably didn't live up. But I'll bet it's really good.
It is. We got to come up with a topic for next week. We'll talk during the week and figure it out. Maybe we can do another Names in the Hat. It seems to be fun. We seem to fly by time. So.
Yeah, it's fun.
So maybe we'll just think of another couple people and we'll go a little longer next week.
And I've been working on comedies. I've been watching.
Okay, we can do a comedy show.
I went through a list of the best comedies ever, and I've been going through some of the ones from the list.
Yeah. Well, we can do that. We can take a break and do that next week if you want. So this was our episode of Best Pictures this week. I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
See you at the movies.
Bye.